a 5-minute stretch where the game was a 1-point game either direction there in the fourth, and then your team was able to break it open just enough. What did you feel and sense from the team during that window where the game was really, in the balance and could have gone either way?
Yeah, I thought the defense in the fourth, after up and down execution in the first three, certainly in the third quarter, was huge. I thought Lou did a great job on James, but the whole team, really, really good discipline, compete level, execution. We made them earn everything. Shots went in overhand, but I thought generally we were really stingy in that quarter, and that was the separation of the game.
I know you said you weren't going to evaluate J-Dub's performance, obviously just being one game, small sample size here, but it seems like throughout the season, he hasn't been discouraged by some early shooting woes. Just how would you describe his mental fortitude, which seemed to be on full display tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he slammed the door on that game. It was impressive, but he's got such a body of work that we're not overly concerned with how he plays coming back. We're just happy he's back and ready to get him back on the train and joining the team. And obviously he was huge tonight, but we know he's a big-time player, and so it's more important to just have him in uniform.
Mark, how key is AC to you guys having such a strong defense, and just how underrated is he?
I mean, he's an incredible winner, I'll tell you what, tonight I thought in the third, we had a nice cushion at halftime, and we came out and they had 15 points in the first 3.5 minutes of the third. We looked like we were in mud. We were behind the play. We were not executing. It was everything you could do wrong. We were doing wrong. And when he went in the game, he changed the tone of the game, and he's an impactful player. He's a big-time player. He's won championships, including with us. So he speaks for himself in terms of his performance, but I thought his leadership tonight was really impactful for our team because the win was in our face and we needed the game to turn, and he was a huge catalyst in that, not only from a performance standpoint, but from a leadership standpoint. He just had an unbelievable will in a part of the game where, like I said, the win was in our face. Things weren't really going our way, and that's the benefit of him, is he's got that intangible, he's got that mentality, and then he walks the walk with his performance, which he did tonight as well.
What have you seen from Cason during the stretch when you've had some primary ball handlers out and needed him to expand his game?
Yeah, he's been awesome, including tonight. I mean, he had that layup at the end. That was like a shaky part of the game. I forget what the score was, but that was a big play for us. When you got guys out, it's not a permanent circumstance. Like, this is not our team when it's whole. And certainly when you have the mix of handlers that are out, Dub was back tonight, but he hasn't been back. It changes the complexion of the team. And really what we try to do is make sure that we're gaining some sort of schematic or psychological or personnel jolt, even though it's obviously not an ideal circumstance. And he's part of the personnel thing. I mean, he's from the Denver game, last week, throughout the week, he's played different roles. He's made big plays and seems to be hitting an offensive stride. And then his defense tonight was, where it needed to be again. Reeves had to earn everything. He was not as efficient as he normally is. I thought Cason had a lot to do with that.
That 20-5 run in the third quarter that the Lakers went on that kind of flipped the game somewhat. What did you see from your offense that they struggled with and maybe can be better at going forward?
I mean, I just thought I got to look at it. It's, a combination of possessions. Obviously, we didn't get enough advantages during that time. But we also, I called timeout because the defense wasn't great, and I sat down in the timeout, and like the all defensive team is sitting in front of me. It's like, come on, guys, like that's really where we needed it, was on the defensive end with that group. But I thought the bench, Caruso, Jay Will, Wiggins, Joe, went in the game in the third, and they got the game turned, and that's hard to do when the wind's in your face. You're on the road. Like I said, I thought AC's voice in that was huge, but that whole group, kind of halted the momentum for LA and got the game back under control and gave us a chance. We went down 6 at one point, and that could have gotten away from us, and it didn't, and that group had a lot to do with it.
Anybody else? Go ahead, Medina.
Yeah, Mark, back to Cason. What has he done all season to be able to be so prolific with getting steals, deflections, but without making bad, risky decisions?
A lot of it is his on-ball stuff. I mean, he just takes the ball from people, which he did a couple times tonight. And then just like great combination of like instincts, toughness, physical profile. He's got great speed. He's got great hands, strong hands. But he's also got like a great nose for the ball, great instincts, with the guy that's handling. And then he's a tenacious competitor, and you add all that together and you've got, an elite defensive player at a very young stage of his career. And obviously he's still a growing offensive player, but we're seeing, you never know in the season with young players when, you'll see something start to sprout. And he's had a nice little run here offensively as well. And as we move through the last third of the season, if we can keep that confidence and decisiveness up, he's a hell of a two-end player.
Anybody else for Coach? This is going to be the last one.
Thanks. Coach, Eder Hartenstein now has had 6 or more assists in each one of his last 3 games. Is this something you focus on with SGA being out?
Yeah, and not the assist, but, indirectly, that's what I was saying at Tim's question. When you're in an impermanent circumstance like we are, we're trying to think about what investments we can make, that we can carry with us when we're whole. And one of the schematic ones is playing through him and Jay Will the way that we have. And they've done a really good job of kind of being efficient with that, not turning the ball over, giving us good advantages. And it's easy for us to imagine how, when we have the whole team, what situations we can use that in. And he's earned a lot of trust. Jay Will's earned a lot of trust during this period of time. It's allowed us to kind of expand our capacity in a schematic way, and his decision making and his poise in those spots has a lot to do with it. He's done a great job.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thanks.
Yep.